stopping line.
Let's go!
Victoria, sino yan? Si Gus Garcia, na ba yan? Sino? Ha? Typhoon, puta bagyo.
Start your engine. Let's go! Ready, set, go!
Tuhumik yan, Rainy Boy, ah.
Oh!
Hoy, balik! Ganito na laban. Hey, Ben. Tuhumik ka na! Nice, CJ!
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go!
Umagal ka pa. Umagal ka ulit. Remote control dyan. Ano ba pangalan yan?
Gamora!
What's up? Umagal ka. Isa din.
Okay, Gamora winner.
Kay Andrew. Shout out Andrew.
Andrew.
Underscore. Kay Andrew.
Si ano?
Sinabi pa, nasa video. 3, 2, 1, go! Winner, Christian!
AC.
AC.
Kay Barcelona yan.
AC, ano muna? Pabuenas muna dyan.
Ano ako?
Tanggalan mo ng squawk. Tanggalan mo ng squawk.
17 last lane. Last lane.
Babagsak yun sa akin. Last lane si AC, gina yung 17. 6 first lane.
B! A!
Ready? Wate.
Set, go!
Nauna po ang FMA! Nauna po ang FMA! Tumbling! Tumbling! Ano masasabi mo?
Ang inang yan.
Walang preno.
Ano? Lane 1, 12, 2. Ready? Set, go!
Go Barcelona. Go Barcelona. Go baby.
Winner. Okay. Barcelona. Go, Chef EJ.
10, 3, 9.
10-3-9. 10.39.
Ready?
Hindi, 10.39.
Ready? Set, go! Yan! One.
Two. Three. Okay, Victoria.
Oh, loser's bracket.
15-5. Non-winners na.
Kailangan ko ayusin yung kay Barcelona. Ready? Sino kalaban? Sino yung green? Ay, talunin nyo si Ichan. Kahit sikuhin nyo lang. Pag nakalusot yan eh, harang yan. Three, two, one, go! Oh, grab it.
Okay, stay ka na lang. Stay ka lang.
Hadouken! Hadouken! Isa pa! Last Hadouken! Hadouken! Wala talaga. Yeah.
6-10, 6-17. Gina yung 6.
Ay, naubos na yung battery ah.
Ready? Set, go!
Pitek. Get baruket. Madugo yung Digiturn.
Solid!
Hindi ako kapagpalit ng battery.
Three, two, one, go.
Ay, nakain yung pro dahil. Wala ako sa Digiturn. Kamarada. Yeah, baby! Baby, para!
Three.
Ano ka, baby?
Racers ready?
Wait lang. Racers ready. Okay. Three, two, one, go. One. Two.
Guys, this is cielshock from CTUSA Mini 4-Wheel Drive Racing Squad, and I'm a teacher here at Noob Works. And you've seen the video, you've seen the track layout. It's a 2-class category race. First of all, I want to say thank you for all the Virginia Beach Boy racers. We celebrated their first year anniversary together with my teammates and my wife. We raced 2-class category over there, and you've seen the video, and they kick ass over there. Congratulations to all the winners. Unfortunately, I got knocked out at the quarterfinals. And the car that really performed well was my old car, Barcelona. So we're gonna make a car feature about that. But again, thank you, Christian. Thank you to his wife, and thank you, Team VA, and all the racers that went there. Okay, so by request, everybody was requesting. This is the latest version of my car, Barcelona. So we're gonna have a car feature. All right, so this is the latest build, which is the second to my oldest build, Barcelona, obviously. Everybody knows it's focused before I start the video, I mean the overview about Barcelona, I want to tell you guys that this car is focused on cornering. This car is built for cornering. It's not specifically built for Digiturn, but it managed to go through Digiturn because of the rear sliding damper in the back. But I'm gonna go through one by one through the parts that I use. This is a VS chassis. Obviously, my favorite chassis. It's a fluorescent orange VS chassis. The item number will be written down below. I chose fluorescent orange chassis. It's not just because of the color. It's because the fluorescent chassis may be flimsy and it's not that durable compared to other chassis. But the orange chassis is one of the lightest chassis over there. I think it's point something grams lighter than the other chassis. That's why I chose it, because I like it to be light as possible. All right, so I try to make contrast with the yellow because it's the favorite color originally. So that's the fluorescent orange chassis, VS chassis that I used. All right, and the next part that I'm gonna tell you is we'll go to the bumper. Okay, the bumper part. I want to be this chassis is bumperless, by the way. It's cut, so you guys can see and focus. It's cut from here. The purpose of bumperless, the people that been there's a lot of misconception about bumperless. People are bumperlessing their car without having the knowledge what's bumperless is for. Bumperless is to make your car durable, more tough, and making your rollers closer to the body. Specifically on this build, because this build is for cornering. So I want my body to be, my front rollers to be close as much as possible. So the reason why I bumperless this VS chassis is to make the front bumper durable, because one of the weakness of the VS chassis is its toughness. Okay, so front bumper is bumperless. This part over here, the plate, it's the fully cal 20th anniversary plate. It's item number 96253. Again, it's item number 26253. It's fully caled. It's been it's shaped like this. It is one of my favorite bumpers plates. I mean carbon plates. It's because it's closer as much as possible. I can make my rollers as close as possible to my wheels and make the car shorter in general to be fast in cornering. You might be wondering what are the carbon pieces over here. This carbon pieces over here is pieces from the multi-roller stay that we attach in the bottom and we countersunk. We shape it through to the chassis, and we cut the carbon pieces to make a carbon support over here. It's the multi-rear 95105. It's a Japan Cup multi-rear version 2017, and obviously I like the orange, so it is color match. And the carbon pieces over there, that was glued to reinforce it with the carbon pieces over here. So again, that's the multi-rear 95105 for the bumper. So we attach that at the bottom, screw it, and countersunk it and put the plate up front. Okay, so I cut the multi-rear because it's a little bit longer than the traditional multi-rear, so I can put my front brakes. Okay, my front brakes is a Popsicle 95106. It's a Japan Cup 2017 reinforcing plate. Again, it's item number 95106 Popsicle. Japan Cup 2017 for my front brakes or front plate. So the reason why the front plate is here, I want it protruding like this. So if ever ever I don't put brakes, or I put brakes, I want it to bite first when it hits the slope or the tabletop. So that's the reason why it's protruding in the front, so it bites more or it glides more even though without brake. So that's the reason why it's protruding like that. Okay, next item that we're gonna talk about is the rollers. I use 19mm obviously to make to maximize the cornering speed as much as possible, and also the contact surface of the 19mm is one of the thickest, so it gives you a little bit more stability, but faster when it comes to the corners because it's bigger. Okay, if that makes sense. It's item number 95074. That's the lightweight 19mm rollers. I chose lightweight obviously because I want to make the car as light as possible. So for people that are wondering why I chose these rollers, is because it's light, it's for stability purposes and for speed. So you're not just getting the speed of the 19mm, or you're also getting the contact surface that make it stable. Okay, and you must be wondering what are the what's the purpose of this two shield looking like stabilizers over here. These are small diameter wheels from Phantom Blade kit. It's a carbon small diameter wheels from Phantom Blade. It's exactly, I think, 18 point something millimeters, enough to be a stabilizer and not to hit the track wall when the car is like tipping sideways. And also it's carbon, so it's smooth enough to be a good stabilizer, and it will not cause a lot of drag when your car is like tipping sideways, because one of the weakness of the VS chassis is cornering stability, but the cornering speed is awesome. Okay, so enough with the bumper with the front part. We're going to the body damper. Okay, the body damper system over here is two popsicles. It's a 95106. Again, it's 95106. It's the popsicle. It's the carbon fiber reinforced plate. It's a carbon reinforced plate. Two of them, just like the one in the bumper. So that's the one that I use, because I use the rear body damper system, because I want the car to jump longer and higher. That's why it's on the rear. It's not just for looks. It's not for just, you know, whatever. That's the reason why I use the rear body damper system. Also, for the lantern part, it's 95104 for the support over here of the body damper. If I can just get my hold on, give me a second. Let's set the camera over there. I'm gonna grab my screws, my parts. Give me a second. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you the next part. You will not really understand or see what it looks like if I don't dismantle this car. So yeah. So the part over here, the middle part, it's the body damper. It's actually 95104. It's the body. It's the front. It's the front 2017 J Cup front bumper. It's carbon too, so you won't really see the logos and everything. That's what I use, and I cut it from both sides, and then attach the popsicles that I cut to form a body damper system. The next part is the body damper side, which is carbon over here. As you can see, there's still the numbers over there, if you guys can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but the numbers from the, I will show you, from the under the body damper weights. This body damper system, a lot of people were asking me too why I use this kind of a body damper system, why there's like a catch inside. There are some people are using hanging dampers, that's like hanging, the dampers were hanging, but this body damper system is like the one catching the dampers like this. The reason why is I'm a little bit paranoid, and because I'm a little bit paranoid. I don't want my body damper to get caught. I know it's very rare for track situations that car might get caught on those situations, but I rather I rather be safe than sorry, and I like it. I'm having a I call it some kind of like a damper weight underguard over here, so I won't get caught on the track wall. People are wondering, where do I get this part? This part is item number 15499. It's actually a piece from a carbon rear stay or a carbon multi-stay, but a different kind. It's item 15499. So I cut those pieces just to build my body damper system perfect for this Vanquish shell. And shape it like that, and then put a screw to put my damper weights over there. So that's what I did. Again, it's item number 15499. All right, so moving on, we're going to the body dampers. I mean the weight dampers. So the damper weights, this top one is in the Philippines they call it nips, but it's actually the 2.5 grams. It's actually a separate Tamiya part. It's item number 95324. Again, it's item number 95324. The reason why I have this, because it's not too heavy, but it's light enough to push the other damper down. So you guys might be wondering, what's this other damper over here? This damper is 15459. You'll get it to the AR side damper set. So you'll buy, if you buy the side damper set, there will be like a FRP fiber reinforced plate with it, and you'll only get this one, this bottom part, because this bottom part is not heavy, not light, just enough to push my car down together with this light damper weight on top to push my car down and to balance the weight. And it's kind of like, if you put all the engineering and the inertia together, that's enough to push my car down when it approaches the slope and the tabletops. Okay, so that's the two dampers that I use. We're going to the rear part. Okay. So this is the rear part of the car, and there's a lot of things going on the rear part of the car. First, we're gonna talk about the underguard. Okay, under here, this is an underguard, and this is a fully cowled fiber FRP plate. This FRP plate is item number 15472. I can use carbon if I want, but I'm cheaper, so I use this. So everybody knows already. For the newbies, the people who doesn't know what underguard is to help you not get caught on the track wall when your car jumps on the slope or on tabletops and any certain track situations that your rear part might get caught. Okay, so that's the underguard, and I shape it like this. I want it as close as possible, so there's no really way that the car will get caught. It's item number 15472. It's an FRP fully cowled. All right, and then we're moving on to the this part. This part that the underguard was attached. It is the Tamiya setting board, CNC cut to be a 3-point attachment, because I want it to be as hard as possible. So I don't want, because this chassis is very weak, so I wanted the rear to be tough and hard as possible. So this is actually a CNC cut setting board. I will write the item number down because I didn't actually look for it, but it's actually a Tamiya setting board. It's the gold plate one. So I will write that down under. Okay. Attached to it is a multi-stay. It's a rear multi-stay. It's 95105, as I mentioned earlier. It's a 95105. It's a multi-Japan Cup 2017 rear stay. So if you're actually buying a rear stay, that 95105, you need to buy two. One from the front and one for the rear part, so you can attach the other parts. So that's actually going to be the base for your sliding dampers. This is this one. People might be wondering, what is this? This is the long tail. All right, so long tail, I use it for so I can brake and late, and the car will jump longer. That's why it's called long tail. So the long tail is 95089. Again, it's 9509. It's a 2015 Japan Cup bumper. It's an AR bumper. Actually, it's an AR bumper. Again, it's 95089 for my long tail. It's Japan Cup carbon bumper for AR, and I shaped it like this. I cut it like this to be my long tail, and I put a little design so it looks like that. So that's pretty much how I make my long tail. Here at the rear part, these are my two rear dampers that attach to the screws. These are the slim dampers. It's actually 1.5 grams. It's item number 15501. It's the slim dampers. So when you buy the slim dampers, there's two kinds of slim dampers. The one that's longer is the one that's shorter. So for me, 1.5 grams is enough to have my my balance when I drop the car. I mean, when the car drops at the rear end, because I already have the motor, and the motor have a lot of weight, so I can get away with a lighter damper, because I want it to be as light as possible. So this weight dampers is 15501. It's 1.5 slim dampers. All right, so moving on, we're going to one of the most important parts of this build and make this build really unique. This is the rear sliding dampers. So this cover, if you buy a rear sliding damper, you'll get this rear sliding damper in 15467. It's called the rear sliding damper, and it comes with an aluminum sliding damper. So it comes with an aluminum sliding damper, which it doesn't look like this, which it looks like this, but it's aluminum. So I want to make my car as light as possible, so I didn't use it. So this number, the only thing that I get from that part is the cover. This is the sliding damper cover. It is 15467. Again, it's 15467. It's the rear sliding damper, and I only took this cover. Okay, and I upgraded it to this part. This part over here, so you guys can see, it's the rear sliding damper, and it's the carbon one. So the carbon rear sliding damper part is actually one whole sliding damper that slides like this. So it's item number 95285. It's actually a separate part. It doesn't come with this sliding damper. So I don't know why Tamiya did that, but it's a good trick so you can spend more money. But I want it to be as light as possible, so I'm a biter. I bought it. So it's sold to me. It's a rear carbon sliding damper. Again, it's 95285. And then you will find it. You might be wondering why it slides individually. Okay, I learned this trick from Rex, and Rex told me it's from Getty. Thank you, Getty, from LA, from Team Hutiku, from Team Hutiku from SoCal. It's an individual sliding damper, so when it actually hits the Digiturn, where it hits a rocking straight, it individually slides, not as like a whole sliding damper that slides together like that. The advantages of this kind of setup is when I go through the rocking straight, it doesn't slide together. It slides one by one, so the car impact absorption is individual, and it's a little bit helpful because the car is not moving together, so the other side will not extend when it hits the rocking straight. And if people were wondering what's a rocking straight, it's on my video. You'll see it on the Noobworks YouTube channel, but that's a different video. Okay, so moving on, that's the sliding damper. One of my favorite parts. This is a 17mm aluminum rollers with orange plastic O-ring. People are asking me why it has to be orange, because I want it to match with the chassis and obviously the colorway of the whole car, so might as well. So I use 17mm because the 17 hole is right there. If you guys can see it, the 17mm hole is right there, so that means it's closer to the wheel, closer to the body. Make the car really short like this, Like, you don't measure the car like this when it comes to roller positioning. When roller positioning, it makes the car short like this. So the car is basically that short, makes it fast in cornering and with tremendous speed when it comes to a lot of corners. So again, this car is made for cornering. All right, and it's made for tune class, although I have a light dash over there because sometimes when I race it with the open class or Tamiya class, I use light dash motor. I don't think of upgrading of using hyper dash because I think light dash or torque tune is enough. Okay, I'm gonna show you some secrets and tips about this. These are carbon pieces from the multi-rear again. I made this like an easy lock because one of the weakness of the BS chassis is the rear gear cover pops because of the extra torque that the motor have sometimes when you're using power dash or other motors, but I want to be safe, so I made that easy lock and cut that carbon pieces. You can make it any shape that you want as long as this carbon piece locks and push that gear cover. All right, one more trick is when you cut your multi-rear, make sure you measure this enough so you can have that piece from the multi-rear so it can push your motor. So part of the trick of on the VS chassis, one known fact is it needs to be pushed so the gears were actually aligned and to make your transmission smoother. So I used that part to push the motor over there because the hop-up part, there's no hop-up part for it. So I made a DIY part. And also, in making the transmission smoother, you can use black brakes to push the motor down. Alright, so we're going to the internals. Obviously, I'm using a 351 gear with no bearings. As you can see, it's not a floating transmission that I'm using right now. It's not a floating gear, I mean, because I transfer it with my high-speed VS chassis, and I don't think I need it. So I just have a regular 3.5. That's my counter gear, 3.5 counter gear, and that's my light dash with a purple pinion gear. And I have a floating transmission. So you can see the floating transmission over there. See the pinion gear pushing the pink gear. There's a shaved pink gear over there with a small spacer over there with a motor spacer. And a yellow crown gear for a 351 gear again. And as you see closer, you see that black piece over there. That's one of my tips. And a lot of people already know. And some people who doesn't know, that part gets really, it's easy to get broken right there if you don't support it with that carbon piece. So I pretty much get a carbon piece and trim it and put it on that space so the propeller shaft won't be waggling left and right, and that orange part right there in the middle between the propeller shaft and the carbon piece will not break, because that's one of the weakness of the VS chassis, and that part breaks. So that's one of the main reasons why my transmission is so smooth. Okay, the next one is my propeller shaft. I use a Super X propeller shaft. I will write the item number down because I forgot to write it down, but I will surely write it down for you guys. This is a Super X propeller shaft. I pretty much cut the Super X propeller shaft because the one known fact, or people that doesn't know, the Super X propeller shaft is one of the hardest shaft that you can use for VS chassis, TZX, Super 1, or Super 2. So I cut that part and I hammered this down, so I will have a perfect 1.4 millimeter propeller shaft over there. As you can see, I'm using a regular pink gear. I'm not using any special carbon crown gear because I think it's enough already, and I replace it so many times anyway. So it's the same. I have the black metal coated hard shaft, 72 millimeter, pierced. I will write the item number down too with those 72 millimeter hard shaft to pierce my wheels. All right, moving on. I have this AO620 ball bearings. These are the AO620 ball bearings and make the cars really, really smooth. You know the drill. MIG X have a video. Shout out MIG X, by the way. Have a video of cleaning the AO620s. Those are the use for me. It's a little bit more expensive, but the AO620s will do the job because it's actually durable, faster, and it's easy to clean. So it's worth having. Again, that's the AO620. All right. So moving on, we're going to the wheels. The wheels are fluorescent orange wheels. Not just to color match, but also fluorescent wheels are lighter. It's not as durable as carbon, but it's light. So I chose the medium diameter 5-spoke 95241 fluorescent orange wheels. Okay, those are my favorite color to match. So it's actually when you buy it, there's 3 set of wheels over there, one green, one fluorescent yellow, and one orange fluorescent orange. So that's what I pick, is the 5-spoke, because I want it to be fast in cornering. So one wide in the rear, so I can have all the torque. Remember this, guys. So the wheels are wide in the rear, so I have all the torque in the rear, and then the front, it's closer to the body, so it maneuvers the car faster when it comes to a lot of corners. That's why this car is so fast in the cornering. So that's one main reason why it's wide and it's narrow at the front. Those hard tires, these tires are actually yellow hard tires. There are the yellow offset hard tires. Again, these are the yellow offset hard tires. It's item number 95205. This is actually hard already, and it's not trimmed. Some people thought it was trimmed. It is not trimmed. It is actually offset. You can buy it straight from the packaging, and it's already offset. Again, the reason why it's offset, because when it's offset, it's less drag, because the contact surface of the rubber is only this part, and that will make your car faster in the cornering. That means less drag when your car is turning. And because when you're racing mini 4-wheel drive, this is one known fact, that the both wheels, front and the rear, are like pulling each other when it's turning. That's why if you have lesser contact surface, that will have less drag when your car is already running in the track. So I use offset tires for a faster corner. All right. And last but not the least, obviously, the body shell. The body shell is a Vanquish. It's a polycarbonate Vanquish body, painted with the orange. It's a polycarbonate body paint, Tamiya paint, orange, and it's a Vanquish body. It's a 15448 polycarbonate Vanquish body. So I cut it to make it lighter, and that's what it looks like. That's why I like it so much, because it's I color match it really well, and this car is really old, and it really works for me. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for Barcelona. Hope you guys learned something, and that's all the setup for my Barcelona build. Again, it's built for cornering, and it's not built for other. It's not built for Ultra Dash or Power Dash or any faster motor. It's only built for a Hyper Dash 2 or lower. And also this build is very, very old, so you can see how durable it is. There's no secret about it. Setups can be copied, but it's up to the racer how you guys can control your car and how you manage to overcome every track situation. There's a lot of factors. I can only help you with the setups and what are the facts. What are the facts that I can inform you about my setup, but it's up to you how you can manage to overcome a track layout. And obviously your braking, how fast is your motor, how smooth is your rollers, your roller positioning, how high are dampers, and how tough your car is. So hope you guys learned something. This is cielshock from CTUSA Mini 4-Wheel Drive Racing Squad, and I'm a teacher here in Newburgh. As I always say, you learn from us, we learn from you, and always race humble. Peace.